Hey, what's going on? This is Power Ground Boxing. You already know that we're dedicated to the great sport of boxing, and I'm saying you can hit the like button and you can subscribe right now for another jab of boxing news from around the world, commentary, and entertainment. Now, listen, on this channel right here, we're focused on honoring those of the past and the present who have made a positive contribution to the great sport of boxing. This show right here is called Quick Jab, and today I'm going to be talking about Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. Now, listen, these guys are going to fight. It's my opinion that they're going to fight, and I'm hoping that they fight. Now, I am in different boxing groups, right? And in these boxing groups, different people are just crazy, man. Look, they OD thinking that their fighter can't lose. And I just wanted to get on and say, listen, Terrence Crawford is a great fighter. Errol Spence is a great fighter. But these guys are not invincible. Now, one thing that I keep noticing about people who are on either side of the fence, whether they're just a super Terrence Crawford fan or whether they're a super Errol Spence fan, you guys, you get so disillusioned. Listen, don't be delusional, man. Look, these fighters can lose, but what you're doing is you're suffering from what I call fake fan-itis. Call it the FFI. You know what I'm saying? You're suffering from fake fan-itis. Because what's happening is you're choosing a side and then you just riding with that side regardless of logic, regardless of anything that any person who has a mind understands, like the fact that these guys are human and that they can lose. You just acting like they just can't lose. And like, if they did lose, there's something wrong with that. Listen, man, if Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, if it's not a draw, if one of them loses to the other, it's okay. It's boxing. You got what I'm saying? However, when people have this fanatical mentality and they're just so obsessed with this person can't lose, I don't look at that as being a fan. That's a fake fan of boxing. Because if you're a real fan of boxing and you're a real fan of a boxer, then you understand that, hey, losses come with the game. You know what I'm saying? It just comes with the game. So there is no invincibility in the sport of boxing. So stop being so delusional, because I'm telling you, man, it's illogical. And what you're doing is you're setting yourself up for a time that will come. More than likely it'll come. So the time is when that fighter loses. When that fighter loses, now what? What's the next step? You're probably not going to be a fan of that fighter anymore because it's coming from a place that's not genuine. So listen, if you are a fan of boxing, if you are a fan of Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence, then be a fan of these guys. Now, I keep buying all their merch. I support both of their movements because I just like them as individuals. I like what they have contributed to the sport of boxing. So I encourage you to be the person that wants to see Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight. And regardless of who wins, then be a fan of the person that you're really a fan of. But don't be a fake fanboy. Act like you about somebody and act like you cool with them. But then when they lose, oh, now you want to turn your back on them. Because I see this. I'm in different fight groups and I see this all the time. I remember when Devin Haney was getting ready to fight George Kambosos. You should have seen how many people who was like, oh, George Kambosos is gonna knock Devin Haney out. Oh, Devin Haney is pillow fist. He can't do nothing. Nothing will save him. It's over for Devin Haney. He a fraud, right? And then when Devin Haney kept snapping Kambosos' head back with that jab and won 12 rounds with the jab, people got silent on the Kambosos. Nobody was saying, oh man, George's gonna kill him. Oh, he good. No one said anything. They just acted as if they wasn't already saying all this crazy stuff. They just acted like they didn't even say it. I'm talking about the same people. I remember the names. People were acting like they didn't even say the things that they said. And this is fake fan-itis. So don't make sure that you don't get fake fan-itis, because too many motherfuckers got fake fan-itis. Look, man, if you down with somebody, hey, be down with them. But don't try to discredit somebody else. You know, that's one of the things that I hate about the Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence fight. Errol Spence, for the most part, he stays silent. He don't really do that much crazy talk. But man, woo, Terrence Crawford camp, man, they be saying some crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? But now that they not with Top Rank, and now that I guess a deal is close to being made, you know, I see more respect on both sides. But man, before, it was crazy. I'm like, man, why you even got to say that? That makes no sense to say that. That can't even be proven. You don't say that about another man, but hey, it is what it is. But we living in a time where people say all the incorrect things. It's like, man, damn. Yo, who paying you to be this negative, dog? And why you think you can just say anything that you want to say? Okay, so I'm getting ready. You know I got ADHD, so I'll go left field, you know, when I'm supposed to stay right here. So Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, I'm very excited about this bout. Hopefully it happens ASAP. If it doesn't happen, then we'll just move on and do what we do. You got what I'm saying? But listen, if you're really a fan of these guys, be a fan of these guys, whether they win, lose, or draw. Just be a fan of the sport of boxing. Boxing need real fans right now, not these fake ass fans, you know. But so don't have fake fan-itis with the Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence potential matchup. Just support boxing. Damn. Sorry that I had to say that, but you know, it's just killing me, man. But you know, that's just how it is. But listen, this has been Power Grind Boxing, courtesy of Power Grind Sports, and we are dedicated to talking about the biggest names in sports and entertainment. Once again, if you are a fight fan, be a fight fan, and I gotta remind you to stay on the grind.